2011, day before Christmas, played in Washington, carrying just like you carried the ball 1,000 times in the NFL before. They hand the ball off to you. Did you know when you got hit that something was wrong? When did you realize something was wrong?
Immediately. As soon as I got hit, I knew. I didn't know exactly what it was, but I knew that I was done. I was done for sure.
Because you had you ever had knee issues before?
No, not like that. I had the LCL in high school.
Okay.
Before that.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you tore your ACL and your MCL, which is the day before Christmas. The season's going to start back up. You got OTAs going to probably start up in April. You got mini camps that's going to start in May, June, and you got training camps that's going to start late July. Why were you so determined? I'll be back in 8 months. Why were you so determined? Because that's normally guys come back, but they're not the same. You came back better, and now the gold standard of anybody coming back from ACL is Adrian Peterson.
I think the one thing that really pushed me the most is just like all the negative talk.
Right.
That really motivated me a lot too, because a lot of people were saying, he's not going to ever be the same. Should he go ahead and retire? This, that, and another.
Right.
Like, this is nothing but a obstacle that's in my way that I have to overcome. I have to get through. I have to grind through it. So that was my whole approach, and it started that day. Like when I got to that locker room, my dad was at that game, and I remember him coming to the locker, coming down there, and I was talking to him, and I was like, you know what? It is what it is. Now it's the moment that I have to accept it for what it is, and what are you going to do about it?
So did they tell you on the field, or did they get you to the sideline before they broke the news and say, AP, you tore your ACL?
Yeah, they took me to the sideline. When they did the test on the field, I knew then. I was like, okay, because it was moving way too much. And I could see the look on their face too. So they got me to the sideline and just to confirm. It was like, yeah, ACL, MCL. And I remember telling my dad, I said, you know what? I said, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna be better than I was before that same day.
But I mean, to say that, and everybody say, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that. But hey, I don't know if you realize what you did. You come back in 8 months, you go 348 carries, 2,097 yards, which is the second most in a season. You win Offensive Player of the Year, MVP. You needed 209, you needed 208, the final game, to get the record. You get 9 yards short. Mm-hmm. I know you play that scenario in your head. That probably keeps you up at night as much as anything, because not only do I have the most rushing yards in the season, I'm the all-time. So which keeps you up more? Not getting that record or possibly not getting Emmett's record? Because I know both are way on your mind.
Yeah, they do. They do. The one that weigh on my mind the most is not getting Eric Dickerson's.
Yeah, I thought so.
So because everything that I had to go through to get to that moment,
right,
and to be just 8 yards away from it, a record that stood for so long.
Yeah,
right. I was right there after our ACL, and wasn't able to get it.
And the thing is, two Texas boys, ED's from Sealy, Texas. You're from Palestine, and here it is. Yep. Did you think you had an outside chance? Because 208 yards in the final game, knowing that you need to win that game. Mm-hmm. So in Green Bay, like, nah, we're not going to let them win this game, because if you don't win, you don't make the playoffs. So you had to win that game.
Yep. I remember coming into that game, and I was thinking, you know what? Let me not worry about the record. Let me take this approach. If it happens, it's meant to happen. If it doesn't, then it's not. Because I had a couple weeks prior, we played the Texans, came here and played. And I was focusing. I was like, you know what? I need to get by 175, by 200 against these guys to get myself closer.
Right.
And thinking I was pressing. I ended up like 40-some yards, if that. And after that game, I told myself, you know what? I'm going to go out there and continue to do what I've been doing. I'm just going to play and let the chips fall where they may. So I actually went into that last game with that mindset. We need to win this game to make the playoffs. And if the record is meant to be broke, then I'll break it. That's why I was so surprised when I did the interview. She was like, "So how you feel about being 8 yards short?" I was like, 8 yards short? What? And she said,
"You're like, I was that close?"
I was like, "Oh."
So you didn't know you were that close. So they didn't keep, because normally in a situation like that, AD, they keep you abreast, like, man, you need 50, man, you need 75. Normally that's how so no one was telling you how close you were actually because it's hard for me to see that they would have threw any passes. They're just gonna keep feeding you the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no one said anything to me. But that's the kind of approach I had. I was like, I don't want nobody saying nothing. I'm just gonna go out there and play, But had I known,
if you had known, would you have been willing to sneak back in the game and try to get those 8?
Oh yeah, definitely. I was like, call that timeout. After that last run, Coach Frazier, call that timeout for me, man. Let me get another run in there.
Looking at your career, 14,820 yards. That's 5th most. 118 rushing touchdowns. That's 4th. You had an 8-game span in that season in 2012. 1,322 yards, which is the most over 8 games. You have the most 60-yard TD runs, 13. Tied for the most 50-yard runs in a single season, 7. Tied with the most 200 games over career with OJ, yourself and OJ. Derrick Henry coming for that one, I think. And a 3-time rushing champ. Of all the things that you've accomplished thus far, what record are you most proud of?
Man, that's a good one. I would say just climbing that all-time leading rusher list, because there's a lot of guys on that list that I've passed that inspired me to continue to play the game at a high level, So to be in a position to pass guys like, Terrell Davis, LT, OJ,
Jim Brown,
it's just like Jerome Bettis. It's just like,
yeah.
So that right there means the most to me for that reason.
And you might be, I don't know if there's going to be very many guys that's going to ever win, a running back to ever win that award again, the MVP. It's a quarterback award now, AP.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, the guys throwing for 40 and 50 touchdowns, they're getting 3,550 and 50 and 5,000 yards. Unless somebody goes in today's game, I mean, can a running back, with the way teams throw the football, can someone actually go get 2,000? Maybe Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
But that's what.
Yeah.
You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button to become an official member of Club Shay Shay, where we always do something for 2 something.